This is the PL-89 Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar, the first presentation of this calendar in this new year of 5786. Although I had made presentations for the first 2 days of 586, meaning Rosh Hashanah 1 and 2, the first 2 days of the year, Tishrei 1 and 2, but this is the first actual day that one is being made in this new year. And this is the Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar for the third day of Tishrei of 5786, which is September 25th, 2025. The Parsha is Vayelech, and the Daf Yomi is Avachim 11. And the days for this calendar of today are 15. 15 represents the third of every month, any month. In this dispensation. So 15, and that would be the third of Tishrei. The coordinates are G8. G8 is 15, and for September 25th, the box is directly above it, is in 27. Box 27, which is the 25th of any month, and the coordinates are G7. So G8 and G7, those are the coordinates for the two numbers of today, which are 15 and 27. And as explained before, and we'll continue to explain, that the way data mining and information is gathered and processed is through the rule of 40. The rule of 40 states that any number, any box in this entire table, this calendar, if you add 40 to it, it's considered the same number. So, for example, the third day, it's also the third day, by the way, of Rabbi al-Thani on the Islamic calendar. It was a day ahead in Rabbi Elowal, and then it caught up somehow. Maybe it was missing a day, or they didn't have a full 30 days. But anyway, 15. The rule of 40 is that you add 40 to 15, it's going to be 55. So 55 is considered 15. Again, at 40, it's 95. It's considered both 55 and 15. 135 is considered 95, 55, and 15, etc. Ad infinitum. That is very helpful when it comes to finding gematrias and connecting them on a timely pattern, because you have access to all these different lines of gematrias, and it's not as limited as just the number itself. This number represents all the other numbers in this line, so there's a rule. It stays focused, it stays like limited in a way, at the same time, which gives it that structure, but at the same time, it gives you a lot of choices. So 55 by the rule of 40 is 15 by the rule of 40 is 55, by the rule of 40 is 95, by the rule of 40 is 135. And what I just did right now was, in my terminologies, I went down the thought train. I was going to different stations. I was stopping off at 55. I looked around and saw a few things there, but now that I'm there, I'm seeing Yitzchak. Yitzchak, the ordinal number of Isaac in Hebrew, is 55. Not the regular gematria, but the ordinal is when you only use ordinal, like Aleph through Taf, as 1 through 22. If you do that, then Yitzchak will be 55. So that is pertinent, because the Akedas Yitzchak was read yesterday, the binding of Isaac. So, and the rule also in the calendar is that the purple and lavender, they can become one composite cell. So it's a one rectangle or it's a square. So we're in the same rectangle, but we read the binding of Isaac. Okay. But here's the main idea that I was thinking about, that just incidentally, but talking about the binding of Isaac, 55, 15, 55, 95, 135. What is significant about 135? Now, I had this project for a while, and I'm still doing it. Just it's kind of time consuming, but if someone were interested, I'd be happy to be commissioned, so to speak, to produce this. But basically, This is a gematriatic siddur. And it's a siddur where instead of you have English translation, you have whatever translation, this is number translation. You basically, each word you see the gematria for, and it's very, very helpful. If you happen to be into gematria, you start to see the connections between things. And so I'm still very much open to do it if someone's interested. So just making a little plug for that here. But anyway, or if you wanted to collaborate on the project to do a gematriatic siddur, I'd be happy to get together with you in that. And all right, we'll leave it at that. Anyway, in the Akeda, every word is gematriatized. So I came across the word li'olah, for a burnt offering, or for it's sometimes translated as elevation offering, and sometimes it's translated as for a burnt offering, completely burnt. That's olah. So the numerical value in regular Hebrew gematria is 135. And I checked in Sepharia. It is the first time that the word li'olah is mentioned in the Torah. It's in Genesis chapter 22, verse 2, when God says to Abraham, "V'yomer kachna et bincha, take your son, et yechidecha, your only son, asher ahavta, that you love, et Yitzchak, Isaac, v'lech lecha, and go, el eretz haMoriah, to the land of Moriah, ve'ha'alehu, sham le'olah, and offer him up there as a burnt offering." Li'olah equals 135, which is the same line as 15 on this calendar, and we read it yesterday in the synagogue, so it's timely, it's connecting in gematria. But the word, so the first time it's been mentioned in Chazal, and that the first time the word is mentioned, it's important. So li'olah, a burnt offering, is that signifying something else? Well, what's interesting is there's another word in the Torah called, in the blessing of Jacob. I won't go to it now, it's not in here. It's in Genesis chapter 48 and verse 16, where it says, "Hamalach hagoel oti mikol ra." This is when Jacob is blessing Ephraim and Manasseh. The angel who redeems me from all evil. And it's the only time that term is mentioned. It's meant the first time and the only time. And what's interesting is the word Hamalach, Hagoel, the angel who redeems, is equal to 135, exactly the same number as the word Li'olah, for a burnt offering, which is the first time in the Akeda that this word is mentioned, Li'olah. So the question is there a connection between Li'olah, for a elevation offering or burnt offering, a completely burnt offering, to Hamalach HaGoel, the angel who redeems me from all evil, Hamalach HaGoel Oti? Is there a connection between these two things? Well, that is conveyed right here, because that's today, because we read it yesterday. That's the gematriatic calendar working in full gear. It's really how it's supposed to work. It's like it came in a timely manner. We read it yesterday, and it produces a gematria with a question. And this can start with a conversation. It can help find something if you're looking for something. That's what this is for. Now, that's for the 3rd of Tishrei. But what about since it's a lunar and solar calendar? What about for the 25th of September, which is today also, Thursday, September 25th? That's going to be in box 27. So 27 off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that would pertain to today. 27 letters of the alphabet. When you add all the sophites, and you add the 5 sophites. So I mean I'm not sure what that has to do with today. But 27. If you go on the thought train and you apply the rule of 40, then you go 27, 67, 107. Stop right there. 107 is the word in English gematria. The word, if you spell out with this cipher, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, E is 5. You could do that until the end, until Z is 26. The word atonement. We're talking about atonement, and the Day of Atonement is coming up, and Rosh Hashanah is the Day of Judgment, but it's connected to atonement in that we need atonement for our sins. What's interesting is that if you use the cipher of A is 1, B is 2, C is 3 like that, the word atonement at 1 ment. You do those three. At is 21, 1 is 34, and ment is 57. As together, it's going to be 107, right? So at is 21. What's 21 plus 34? 21 and 34 is 55, right? 55 and ment is 57. 55 wait. Atonement is definitely 107, there's no question. 55 and 57 would be 112, so that's not right. At is 21. 21 and 34. So ment, that's what it is. Ment is actually, that's right. I think it's not 57. Ment is 18 and 34. 18 and 34. NT is 34. And ME is 18. I'm sorry. 13. Yeah, it's 18. 18 and 34 is 52. So 52, right? And 55 is 107. See? I knew it was 107. So, I hope I didn't lose you in that calculation, but I just wanted to prove that atonement equals 107. So it does. It's ment is where I got it wrong. See? That's the problem with being too confident in thinking you know a word by heart, and then you quote it as if it's law, and then it was wrong, and then it puts a monkey wrench in it. So, ment, for the record, is not 57. It's 52. So you're doing 21 is at, 1 is 34, together that's 55, and ment, M-E-N-T, is 52. 52 and 55 is 107. 107 equals atonement. But what's interesting is that the word the Messiah is equal to 107. THE is 33, and Messiah is 74. That's very easy. Spelled the right way, M-E-S-S-I-A-H. That's 74, and 74 and 33 is 107. So, is there a connection between the Messiah and atonement? In light of the Torah, we talked about Vahaleu and Amalach HaGoel, and on the English side, they also matched. So that's pretty interesting, I think. So those are the gematrias for today. The first gematriatic calculation of 5786.